Where is that intern? Intern, why can't I use any of my essential apps? I'm just trying to look at some educational content. What? AWS US East 1 went down and took half the internet with it. But I'm using a VPN in London. Shouldn't that be a different region? That doesn't matter. Your app's front end might be in Europe, but when you try to log in, it checks your credentials in Virginia. Most companies put their authentication in US East 1 because it's the cheapest. So even though you're in London, the login request goes to Virginia, which is down. So what actually broke in Virginia? AWS's DNS system, which is basically the internet's phone book, which translates website names into server addresses. Essentially, two automation processes tried automating the same DNS entry at the same time, which corrupted it. And that caused DynamoDB to crash, and suddenly no one could use DynamoDB. And then without DynamoDB, 113 other services also crashed. Wait, if the login system broke, how did the AWS engineers even fix this? That is the nightmare. So IAM is AWS's identity system, but IAM itself depends on DynamoDB. So when DynamoDB went down, no one could log in. Not customers, not even AWS engineers. They had to use emergency backup credentials. Meanwhile, all the broken apps are trying to reconnect constantly, which made the whole thing worse. AWS has 30 data centers though. Why didn't apps just switch to different ones? Because honestly, it's just too expensive. Building multi-region failover can cost 2 or 3 times more. Duplicate databases, health monitoring, failover systems. Truth is 95% of companies are just going to risk it anyway. I don't get to see my educational content. So everyone was too cheap to build proper backups? Pretty much. And if the engineers at AWS had done more hands-on projects at learn.network.org, we wouldn't have had this problem.